Hello there, fellow project fans. Have you ever wondered what is the secret to a really successful project? Are you looking for ways to take your projects from good to great? You're in the right place. I'm launching a series of videos where I'll share secrets and best practices to boost your project's performance. And not only that, these techniques can become real game changers in your life. In this video, this first video, I will present the concept of project management, its historical roots, evolution, and its relevance to your daily lives. We will explore how some of the wonders of the ancient world were great examples of project management and how today managers we are all project managers today in our day-to-day lives. These videos end with an important structured project management methodology. Ready to dive into this exciting journey? Fasten your seatbelts and let's get started. I'm Rogério Manso and I will help you to start projecting now. So let's start with the project management definition. There's a lot of great definitions about what project management is, but I will use the PMI definition of project management. And this is the definition of project management according to PMI. Project management is the use of specific skills, knowledge and tools and techniques to deliver something of value to people. This is the key word in software project management definition, delivering something of value to people. It's important that when you manage a project, that the product, the service, or the result of your project really deliver value to your customer. And for this, you're gonna use some knowledge, some skills, tools, and techniques that you have. But what exactly are what is managing a project? So when we talk about managing a project, we can see some stage, some phases in this process. And let me show you what are these phases. So we have basically 5 stages or phases or cycles in project management: initiation, planning, executing, controlling, and closing. On each one of these stages, we have some activities to do. In initiation, we start looking the feasibility of the project. What exactly are the goals, the main objectives of this project? We define the project manager, and we see if we have enough resources or time to finish in a high level estimation the whole project. Then when we have this approval to start a project, we go to a planning phase. The planning phase is where you really go to develop a detailed plan, the activities. You're gonna identify resources. You're gonna identify dependencies between tasks, between deliverables. And then you can identify what you need to do, which resources that you need, and how long it takes to finish your project. When you have a plan, even it's not 100% completed, you can start executing and running this plan. And that's when you're gonna involve your resources, your people, your project team on the execution phase. On the execution phase, we're gonna start doing the activities and everything that you need to deliver your project, your product of your project. Maybe you're going to start contacting your external providers, your bank, government, I don't know what kind of resources that you need in your project. But it's in the execution phase that everything happens. Of course, when we are running a project, we need to always see if we are able to finish this project with the resources that we have and the conditions that we have. And that's why we have a phase that is called monitor and controlling, that in fact starts in the beginning of the project. At the controlling phase, you will monitor everything that you are doing, everything that the team, the project are doing, in terms of resources, in terms of the risks, in terms of the costs, in terms of the quality, in terms of the procurement. So you need to monitor and control all activities to make sure that what you have planned is exactly what you are executing during the execution phase. And the controlling, it's important because they allow you to make some changes and some adjustments in your project to make sure that at the end, on the closing phase, you will deliver value to your customer, to your people, to your user. And this, in general, in a high-level vision, are the main phases of project management. Of course, today we have different approaches on managing a project, and this is the traditional way to see a project. We started an initiation, we develop a plan, we execute this plan, we monitor and control these activities, and at the end we deliver the product to your user. But project management is not something new, it's not something really recent. Project management starts a long time ago. And let me give you some interesting facts about project management. As you can see in these pictures, these two pictures, we have here two examples of great projects. And these projects were done a long time ago. The first one, the Great Pyramids of Egypt. And the second, the Great Wall of China. And let me share some curiosities about these projects. Maybe you don't know about, you know about these points, these places, but you never think about how they planned, how they project these events, these places. And let me give you some curiosities about these two places. Talking about the pyramids of Egypt, do you know, it's important that to understand this, all pyramids were done with no use of wheel. So all the heavy lifting during the construction of the pyramids was done manually or with the help of sledges and ramps. So the ancient Egyptians, they did not use wheels to transport the rocks, okay? Think about how difficult will be to create all the pyramids without any kind of transportation using wheels. The second very interesting curiosity about the pyramids is that the Great Pyramid of Giza, it's perfect aligned with a remarkable accuracy in the true north. In fact, the position of this pyramid of Giza, it's more accurate in terms of the direction to the true north than the meridian in Greenwich Observatory in London. So how they did this, how they put a huge pyramid exactly in the specific point that points the true north. Think about, they need to have a good plan and a good strategy to put this. And more, the stones, the rocks they used for the pyramid constructions were not close to the place. They have to bring these stones from over 500 miles away. So these have a huge, a massive logistical challenge to transport these stones, these rocks, without real wheels. They have no any transportation way using wheels. They need to transfer this using rolls. Okay, so this shows you how difficult was to develop a plan to create this pyramid. Let me give you another example. This pyramid was built in 20 years. And maybe you're gonna say, okay, Roger, 20 years is a lot of time, but think something. They know that based on the number of blocks they used for this construction, it means that each block was placed from 500 miles away to the place where they are building the pyramid every 2.5 minutes. Think about it. You transport massive, very heavy rocks, stones, from 500 miles away to the place every 2.5 minutes. And you can say, oh, Jerry, but they have a lot of slaves at this time. And let me give you the last information about the pyramids of Egypt. Contrary to the popular belief, the pyramids were not built by slaves. There are scientific evidence that they were constructed by a workforce of 5,000 permanent salary employees and up to 20,000 temporary workers. And all of them were paid workers. And they were organized in sophisticated system of teams. So at this time, the Egyptians were able to organize the projects by teams in a scaled system. So have you imagined about this? But let me give you another example about the Great Wall of China. So the Great Wall of China is not just a continuous structure, but a system of walls and fortifications. It was created to really defend China from the enemies. If you measure all the different sections, the total length of the Great Wall, it's around 21,000 kilometers. In miles, 13,700 miles, which is almost half of the Earth's equatorial circumference. Think how big is this project. And this Wall of China takes many centuries to finish. And they started in the 7th century before Christ, and they were known that there appeared when the Ming dynasty, where the Wall of China was really increased in terms of the construction. But the thing is that most of the sections of the Great Wall have was made with sticky rice. They have a mixture of lime and the stick rice to create a super stronger mortar. And they use this mixture with different materials. So they used earth, wood, stone, bricks. So they changed the material from different sections. So the Great Wall of China was delivered by increment. Think, we talk today about agile delivering in increment. So the Chinese, very many centuries ago, started delivering projects by increment. And they used some advanced techniques of manufacturing. So they know about how to work with bricks and with wood in terms of constructing a solid infrastructure. So imagine how complex was to manage a project 100 centuries ago using no technology, no computer, no wheels, no irons in terms of these kind of projects. So this is just to show you how important project management is since the beginning of the humanity. But let me show you a quick timeline in terms of the evolution, the most recent evolution of project management timeline. So let's start talking in the 20th century, 21st century. So before 19th, we have like an informal project management. So the foundations of project management can be traced back to a major construction defense of human history. So they really used project management to build fortress and solid places to go to the war or to defend the cities. But it was really in the 900 centuries years that we started talking about the modern project management. And it's in 1910s that a scientist called Frederick Winslow Taylor, they published the first principles of scientific management. And what is the scientific management? The scientific management started talking about how to study the work we done in terms of become more efficient, in terms of to define more specific some tasks. And we start match the workers with the activities. So we're gonna start putting really skilled workers on a specific task and not in anywhere. So this start making the productivity of some activities high in terms of projects, and also the jobs started thinking about motivation and capability. So we start monitoring the work performance. We allocate the work between managers and workers. So now we have some responsibilities in terms of management and operations. And this is what we call the scientific management. This era was focused on increasing efficiency and breaking down tasks into smaller pieces and more manageable parts, a concept that is fundamental to project management today. In 1950s, we really have the emergence of the modern project management. So we discovered, we have at this moment the critical path method, the CPM, and the PERT, the Program Evaluation and Review Technique, that were developed during the 1950s. And these revolutionary the project management, these techniques introduced the concept of scheduling and dependency on project tasks. In 1960s, we saw the birth of the work breakdown structure, what we called WBS. So the work breakdown structure was essential tool in project management. So we breaking down projects into smaller components for better management and control. And in 1970s, we really saw the advent of project management software. So at this moment, the microcomputer PCs were really becoming more popular, and we have the opportunity to start developing systems to help and to assist project managers on monitoring and controlling their projects. And in 1980s, it's when an institution was created, the Project Management Institute, the PMI, and it's when they published the first version of the PMBOK, the Project Management Body of Knowledge. So in 1980s, it's really when project management becomes a discipline in terms of professions. And this start really changing things in terms of the organizations, because we really start following some frameworks, some models, and best practice following the PMBOK. At the end of the 1990s, we start seeing the advance of Agile. And with the advance of technology and microcomputer, there's a lot of software development, and many problems arise from software development. And in beginning of 2001, a group of scientists published the Agile Manifesto, and where they really started changing the way, the approach we do to manage, especially adaptive projects. And today we have some expansion and specialization in terms of project management, with a large variety of methodologies, frameworks, and industry-specific variations and certifications. And this is what really makes us a little bit confused in terms of what is the best approach, what's the best tool, what's the best method that I need to use in my project. The question is, what's next? We are seeing today the rise of artificial intelligence, and we see that artificial intelligence is changing a lot of things and will change the project management too. So think about what is coming in terms of the project management with artificial intelligence. Project management is in your everyday life. So let me give you some example. So how project management could be in your day-to-day life. Usually we think that project management is only related to massive corporate initiatives and building wonders, but no, project management is in your day-to-day life. And I'm gonna give you 3 examples. The first example is, for example, you're gonna do a birthday party. This is a project. And when you plan a project for a birthday party, you need to ask some questions. Who is the part for? This is for a children, this is for an adult, this is a teenager. What is the interest of this person? What is your budget? How much you are willing to spend on the party? And what's the guest list? How many people do you plan to invite? What are the most people? Are most adults, are kids, or mix of both? When and where this party will be held? This is be inside the house, will be outside in a rent place. So this will change the way you're gonna organize your party. And what's the theme or style? Is there a specific theme a birthday person could enjoy, like superhero, or a specific color scheme, or perhaps a more general style like a casual barbecue or an elegant dinner? So answering these questions that usually we do without any specific strategy is relevant to define the success of your project. Let me give you another example. A room renovation is the same situation. What's the scope of this renovation? What's your budget? You're gonna you need to think about a contingency on your budget for an expected cost. What's your timeline? Do you have any deadline to finish your renovation? Who will do the work? You're gonna do this yourself, or you're gonna hire some external company or professional? How will this renovation impact in your daily life? How are you gonna live in this house during the renovation? So it's important that you have a plan, then to have defined some activities, resources to make sure that your renovation will achieve your goals. And another very common situation, a family vacation. So what's the purpose of your vacation? What's your budget? Where you go? You should include all costs, travel, accommodation, meals, activities, souvenirs. When are you planning to go? What are specific dates, start and finish date of this travel? What are the interests and needs each family member? Maybe you're traveling with your family. So if you have small kids, they're gonna want to go to somewhere that maybe you in your wife or your husband wants to go in a different place. What type of accommodations best suit for your family? You're gonna go in a hotel or a vacation rental home or maybe a camping. So these three examples demonstrate how important is to use and to adopt best practice of project management to make sure that your project will really deliver value to you. And most of us don't realize that to these kind of projects, we also can use some strategies and some techniques to make sure that you're gonna be successful in these projects. But why project management is important? Okay, this is the final point. Project management is very, very important in your life. Doesn't matter what you do. First, you need to use the project management to improve efficiency. We need to have project management provide a clear roadmap, promoting efficiency and effective resource allocation. So you need to make sure that the resources that you need, human resources, financial resources, material resources, are enough to finish your project. You need to enhance customer satisfaction. This is important, especially when we are doing projects for a customer or a client in your organization or from your business. So they need to make sure that you're going to deliver what they need on time, on budget, meeting quality standards, and lead to higher customer satisfaction. Increase quality of deliverables is not the point to make a good project, but it's also the matter of to create a good product or a good service or a good result to your customer. They are expecting high quality outcomes and not just completing the project. Risk management. Most of the time, the reason where that project fails is because the risk management was not well done. So you need to understand how to manage the risk of your project, how to identify the risk, how to identify the risk, how to mitigate the risk, how to reduce the potential issues. And also you need to think about the opportunities. Risk is not only a threat, it's also opportunities in your project. Growth and development within the team. So project management encourages team members to expand their skills and knowledge, fostering a dynamic and capable team. So the idea is to really promote your team, help your team to become better and better professionals and developing a more productive way to execute their activities. And finally, better flexibility. A good project management methodology allow you to adapt and be flexible as the scenario, the context of your project changes. We know that we cannot predict in advance, in a long advance, what will happen. So maybe if you think some years ago, nobody was thinking that a pandemic situation will happen, and all companies and organizations have to change their projects to adapt, to be flexible, to be aligned with the new context of the pandemic situation. So if you have a good project management approach, this will help you to adapt and to be flexible in terms of the changes that your project will have. And how project management skills can help you in your professional and personal life. Project management, from my point of view, is something that everyone, every single person must learn. You need project management in your life, in your professional life, and in your personal life. It's very important. Why? First, to develop, to increase your organizational skills. Project management involves planning and organizational resources, so this will help you in your personal and professional life. Risk management, the same way that you need to develop skills in terms to adopt best practice in project management to manage risk, you need to develop some skills, personal skills, in terms of how to identify risks, how to mitigate risks. This skill, it's really something that will help you making decisions in your personal life. Time management is very important. The ability to manage time effectively is critical in project management, and not only in project management, in our personal life. So if you have some techniques to manage the time of your project, you can use these techniques for your personal life. Budgeting. We are talking about costs, okay? We are talking about money, and you need to understand how to manage costs of an activity and in a project. And this will develop in you skills in terms of know how to budget an activity, how to monitor the cost of this activity, and this will really ensure that you're gonna have enough resources and your project or your activity will be profitable at the end. Communication, and I would say that this is one of the most important skills that you're gonna develop if you understand about project management. Because when we are doing something, could be in a project, on activity, on operation, communication is a key factor of success. If you don't communicate what you are doing, what your customer want, what your stakeholders are expecting, most of the time your project, your activities will fail. So a project manager needs to really effectively communicate, and you're gonna develop some skills and have techniques to better communicate and report information to all stakeholders, everyone that is involved, impacted in your project. And finally, problem solving. Project management often involves finding solutions to issues that arise. This problem-solving ability can be valuable in handling personal challenges or obstacles. Problem-solving is something that it's a game changer in your life. If you really understand the best practice, the techniques, the approach that you can use to solve your problems, for sure, you're gonna be a better professional, a better person. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and stay tuned because I will put a lot of next videos talking about project management, and I have one that is my next video that will compare about traditional teams and agile teams. We're gonna talk about traditional project management and agile project management. If you like this video, follow me on my social medias. You can just click follow my profile, or leave me a message, give me a thumbs up. So let me know what is your challenge managing a project, and I help you to start projects now. I'm Rogério Manso, and I wish you very good projects.